The term contract is derived from the Latin word contractum, which means drawn together. It's an agreement entered into between two or more persons or parties subject to certain terms and conditions. In a contract, there are two parties, namely promisor or offerer. The other party is promise or acceptor. In certain contracts, like a contract of guarantee, there are three parties, namely 1. Principal debtor, 2. Creditor, and 3. Guarantor or surety. Section 2H of the Indian Contract Act 1872 defines a contract as an agreement enforceable by law. Section 2E of the Act defines agreement as every promise and every set of promises forming the consideration for each other is an agreement. Moving on to the historical perspective. Till the development of Indian Contract Act in 1872, there was no uniform law of contract for the whole of the country. The Supreme Court was established at Calcutta under the Royal Charter, and it administered the contracts according to the English law of contract, with variations where they considered necessary. The ordinary courts of the land had no instructions in this connection, and there was a lot of confusion. Later, by the end of the 18th century, the superior courts of Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras were empowered to apply Hindu law of contract, where both the parties were Hindu, and Muslim law, where both the parties were Muslims. In case one of the party was Muslim and the other Hindu, the law of defendant was applied. In 1862, the Hindu high courts were established at Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay, but they still applied the same system of contract law. This was all a very unsatisfactory affair. Accordingly, bill was drawn up in 1866, and there were lots of amendments in the draft bill. Finally, it was enacted in 1872.